Podcast here on RealSportsLive.com. We are back at the Brownsville Sports Park in Brownsville, Texas for high school soccer action here on a Thursday. We've been here all morning long. This is another pool play game with the Los Fresnos Falcons, a visiting team, taking on the LaJoya Coyotes. Scoreless ball game. We're just underway in the first quarter of play, first half of play. This is a 20-minute half as these two teams will play it out and try to advance on out of pool play into bracket play, and everyone's vying for the chance to get in that gold bracket and play in the championship game eventually, which will take place here on Saturday. Thanks again for joining us here for our broadcast on RealSportsLive.com. LaJoya in the white uniforms. This is Juarez Lincoln. So against Los Fresnos. Juarez Lincoln in the white, Los Fresnos in the maroon uniforms, the away team on the scoreboard. Los Fresnos with the ball on that right side, and they will push the issue on the offensive end from that right corner. Alex Silva tries the centering pass. That's deflected out of bounds off the defense. Touch last by a Falcon, though. So it's LaJoya Juarez Lincoln with the ball. The Huskies with the ball, working it down the sideline, but the Falcon defense is there to prevent any penetration as the ball stays in the midfield area. Ball still on the offensive end, deflected defensively by the Falcons, and again in the way is Alex Silva. Huskies ball, dribbling is Jonathan Arevalo, and now they'll try a pass to the right-hand side, and they've got a number. A shot on the way, deflected, picked up, and on the rebound, that shot is deflected out, and somehow the Falcons keep it out. Unbelievable goal and defense play that time by the Falcons. Otherwise, the Huskies would have been on top there. Early on in this first half, Huskies still on the approach, on the attack, working it from the right side. Nice dribbling between the defense, splitting a couple more defenders, centering pass from the right side. Shot up and in the goal for the Huskies right out of the gate. And a beautiful pass, and then the finish for the Huskies. And they are on top 1-0 on a brilliant finish by Edson Fonseca. 1-0 game. Coyotes, or the Huskies on top. That changes the complexion of the attack of this game for certain. Fonseca on the score. Los Fresnos now on the offensive end. In the middle of the field. Defense of the Huskies all over that. Falcons still keep the ball in. And now the ball taken away by the Huskies. Falcons get it right back. Have numbers on the backside of the defense. A quick ricochet, but that's off the defense. Stays outside the box area. Huskies have it for a moment. The whistle blows. It'll be Falcon ball. And a free kick coming up about 40 yards away from the goal. One nothing game. If you're just joining us, this is RealSportsLive.com. Coming your way with high school sports. Thursday. First day of 3 here at the Brownsville annual tournament featuring boys and girls soccer. Huskies now have the ball on the right side, trying to get past the defense, showing, again, tremendous speed, but the Falcons recover. And now the Huskies on the attack. Falcons get it, try to push it down that right sideline. Defense back for the Huskies. Nearly taken away. Falcons control it. Ramon Garcia off the foot of Adrian Torres to the left side, but no one there. Huskies have the ball with a 1-0 lead. First half action. We play 20 minutes, and we'll take a break. We'll take 20 more. And that concludes pool play in this game. Huskies have the ball. Good footwork yet again. Good passing. They've got the ball in the middle of the field. And then the whistle blows. It'll stay Husky ball. now the Falcons will backpedal in the defensive mode, and you can see most of the defenders stacked up right on the outside of the line of the box. Huskies to put it in play. Falcons easily get that out. Back to the midfield area. Huskies will regroup, but stay on the attack. Falcons take it away. Still in the midfield area. Falcons on that far side. Unable to penetrate the defense. Huskies take it away. Huskies work the ball, looking for that left side, and they'll have some room, and then the ball trickles through. Falcons able to get back defensively. Push that back outside. Ball eventually goes out of bounds. Falcons will get it. This is our fourth game of the day already, of 12. It's not bad. This day will fly by in some instances from a broadcast perspective because of the shortened time. Huskies on the attack now. Nice dribbling inside the goal area. Goalie comes sliding out to get it and prevents the goal. Then the whistle blows, as the Falcon goalie took some contact. Came out wide to prevent that goal opportunity for the Huskies. And appears to be okay. Falcons with the ball, working it on that sideline. Nice dribbling on the attack. Del Rio has it taken away, though, by the Huskies. Zamora keeps it in play. To that right side, Zamora now tries to center it. Nothing there but defenders for the Huskies. They'll work the ball to the right side and show the speed again down the sideline for the Huskies. Trying to further the pass, but the Falcons are there to prevent that on the defensive end. Ball out of bounds, touched last by the Falcons. Quick throw in by the Huskies. On the attack, just drift the ball into play. Now a shot, but that sails way over the goal and into the parking lot. Some guy out there is putting him in his truck bed. That one almost went in for him. Nah, they're going to retrieve those, most of them anyway. Appreciate the hospitality here at the Brownsville Sports Park. Beautiful facility from which to host a tournament. This one, of course, occupying several fields, and they could actually have a couple more fields in play. But this is a big tournament when you're talking about the number of teams that are in attendance, boys and girls, at the high school level. Later on, we'll be talking with the director of the Brownsville Sports Park. Have them join us up here in the booth, and we'll talk a little more about just what's entailed with this facility. It's not just soccer. It's available. I know I personally have covered boxing events here. I've covered football events here, softball, basketball. This facility capable of handling just about any venue, and with the number of teams. Phone just kicked on. Recognize that voice in a hurry. Inbound for the Falcons from that right side. Defense deflects that, but it's touched last by the Falcons. Out of bounds it goes. The wind was blowing out of the south at the start of the morning. It's switched. It's coming out of the due north as we welcome the cold front into the Rio Grande Valley. It started drifting in here about 11:30. Huskies thus are going into the wind here, and there's a beautiful pass to the right side, and the shot goes off the goalpost. A near goal opportunity for the Huskies. Falcon ball. You can see the scoreboard in the background is not operational today. Not sure why that is the case. Normally they have that going here at this tournament. Nothing doing. LaJoya Juarez Lincoln with the ball. The Huskies scored a goal quick here to start this game. Huskies trying that right side, but the Falcons are there defensively. So without the benefit of the scoreboard, we can't give you a true countdown as we conclude this first half of play, nor can we get there at the finish of the game, which from a broadcasting perspective is a bit of a challenge as you try to anticipate potential last runs, last shots in close games, such as our last one was a 1-0 game. First game of the day was a overtime and a shootout that Rivera had to win that in penalty kicks, defeating Brownsville Veterans Memorial 2-0 in that one. Huskies will get a corner kick, leading 1-0. By far, they've had most of the scoring opportunities here in this game. Took advantage of one with a touch pass. Now they'll look to get the ball on the sideline. That's kicked out of bounds again. Another corner kick coming up for the Huskies of Juarez Lincoln. Track down my notes and find out who's playing in our next game here on the turf. Michael and Allie over there crunching notes and getting photos together and posting stuff on the social media. We appreciate you watching on the social media. Porter will take on Rio Grande City in our next game, as we are stationed here at the main facility of the Brownsville Sports Park, the pavilion, as some would call this. This is where the boys' championship game will take place on Saturday. They did inform me they've moved the girls' championship to another field. It'll be taking place at the same time as the boys. So we're going to have to get in gear and figure out how to pull that off. Here's an opportunity for the Huskies. That one trickles off the goal post and in for the goal for the Huskies. An ever so soft trickle-through goal. Edson Fonseca with his second goal of the game, and it varied drastically from his first goal, as that one was just a use of pace and angles to get the goal. Fonseca with 2 goals here in the first half, and the Huskies lead this game. Falcons now will have to change the approach on the attack of this game. Meanwhile, the Huskies, who have been the aggressor here in this first half, continue to keep the ball in the Los Fresnos defensive end. Nice pass to the left side. They'll look to center from there. Great dribbling, wide open pass, partially deflected. Falcons defense there stays in play. Now another centering pass. This one's deflected. Good job by the back defense of the Falcons. Still loose, and now an offsides is called. Huskies kept pushing player after player after player nearer the goal as the Falcons were trying to clear it. Falcons now will get a chance. They've got the wind at their back, and they sail that over the midfield area. But it's headed right back on their defensive end. This is where the Falcons have played most of this game. We're in the first half. Juarez Lincoln with 2 goals from Fonseca leads it 2-0. And now they'll let the ball go wide on that far side of the field and try to attack from there. Still in play on the offensive end for the Huskies. Falcons with a takeaway, and they'll bring it back to the midfield. Can they cross the midfield area? That's the question. And if so, can they put something in play defensively? You can already see 5 players back for the Huskies as the ball gets near the midfield area. So defensively, they are set. Now, 7 players are back inside 40 yards of the goal for the Huskies as they can now protect a 2-goal lead. Free kick coming up for the Falcons of Los Fresnos. Rio Grande City plays next. Haven't seen them this year. We'll see a multitude of soccer teams here in the coverage of this Brownsville Sports Park tournament. Falcons to put this ball into play. They'll try to the center of the field, but the Huskies are there. Good spacing now as they move the ball out of the defensive end into the midfield area. Even more spacing as players maintain their pace and the lanes for the Huskies. Working the ball down the left side. Good dribbling yet again and good crisp passing. We saw good passing by a Mission team earlier today in a victory. This Juarez Lincoln team showing some tremendous speed and footwork against Los Fresnos. Falcons just muscle their way through that. Take it away on the defensive end. Push it down the side, but again, the Huskies are right there. And the Huskies are just swarming the ball. Pressing against the Falcon players anytime someone's near the ball. Middle of the field, that one sails high. And out in the parking lot, another souvenir. It's not souvenir. First half action. We'll take a break in between halves. We appreciate you watching here on RioSportsLive.com. Soccer action all day today into the night as we have games on the hour leading all the way up to the 8 o'clock kickoff of the final game, which will be a girls' game here on this turf field. And I'm still trying to sort out that girls' schedule. There's games scheduled here at 7 o'clock on the turf, which is the case with the boys. But in the girls' case, there's 2 games scheduled here at 7 o'clock and 2 games scheduled here at 8 o'clock, and that's just not going to happen. That would be exciting soccer, though. Try to figure out, maybe use 2 different colored balls. That would be something to watch. And watch would be the case. I wouldn't want to try to announce it. So I'd just let the camera do the talking on that. Maybe that's a sports option out there. Dual soccer games at the same time on the field. Same pitch, different color balls. The things you come up with. It would definitely increase the pace of the game. It would be intense pressure to just ensure that the ball's coming at you is the one that's in your side of the field. It would really get exciting if it were right in here and both balls were on this side of the field. Shot on goal by the Falcons. That won't go. Easy save that time by the Husky goalie. Huskies can't clear the zone. Still back in their defensive end as the Falcons could use a goal here to close out this first half as they've given up 2 in the first and trailed 2-0. Good pass to the left side, but that's taken by the defense. And now the wind appears to be playing a factor, keeping this ball in play as the Huskies have tried to clear it a couple of times, and it sails right back towards the goal. Falcons, though, unable to set something up. Now a shot drifts wide. I've been here at this facility before when the wind has kept the ball in play on one side for an entire half, and then when they flipped sides, it stayed there for an entire half, and it rarely crossed the midfield area into that wind. And it has definitely flipped. It was blowing straight out of the south early this morning when we were setting up and into the first and second game, but just at the conclusion of that last game, San Benito and Laredo LBJ, the wind flipped and is coming out of the due north. Huskies with the ball and a 2-0 lead. Work the ball to the right side with a good pass and some space, trying to fill the lanes. Centering pass is deflected, and the Falcon defense is there to recover. Los Fresnos in the maroon uniforms, the dark uniforms on the pitch. And the white uniforms of the Huskies of LaJoya Juarez Lincoln. And that will be the end of the first half of play. Huskies on 2 goals in the first half by Edson Fonseca. Lead this one 2-0, and we'll be back. This is RioSportsLive.com.
This game's already more exciting than the San Benito one I just had.
My name is Ben Smith, and I'm the general manager at the Pompey location. The sales staff at Mott's can help you find the right materials for the job. We're experienced, friendly, and eager to help. With that DIY project you've been waiting to start, or that large order you need to fill fast, our experts can help you figure out what's best for you and your budget. And if you're waiting over your head, we can point you in the right direction. Built on history, built on family, built on trust. Mott's Building Materials.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here, we are at halftime, and thanks again for joining us for our broadcast here on RioSportsLive.com. Joe Bowling with you, coming to you from Brownsville. We're at halftime of a game between the Fresnos Falcons and LaJoya Juarez Lincoln Huskies. Huskies have scored 2 goals in the first half to take this 2-0 lead as we are at the halftime break. Reminding you, we're here at games all throughout the day today, and tomorrow we'll be back covering soccer. Saturday we'll be here for Championship Day. Most of the games we'll cover are going to be right here on the turf field, as it's called in the packet of information that we received. There are multiple facilities going on with soccer. You want to get your soccer fix early in the season? Come on out and take a stroll around to all the various fields that are housing this huge tournament. You want to know how big it is? Well, just as soon as you pull in the parking lot, you'll notice there's probably 40 school buses. That's a small number that are here in the parking lot. And it's an impressive facility to host a tournament of this size. All full-size soccer fields capable of handling this type of venue and this type of an event. We'll be back when we come back with you. I'll tell you about some additional broadcasts coming your way. Right now, 2-0 Huskies. This is RioSportsLive.com. Back here, we'll continue play as the Huskies have the lead and the ball to start this second half. Huskies from Juarez Lincoln in the white uniforms. Meanwhile, it is the Los Fresnos Falcons in the maroon. Now, the change of the playing conditions will be in favor of the Falcons as far as the wind goes. The wind will be at their back here in this second half. And you can see as the Husky keeper puts it into play, that ball did not clear the midfield stripe. Huskies do manage, though, with a couple of passes to bring it right back at the Falcons. Huskies have the wind advantage. I'm sorry, Huskies with the wind at their back here in this second half of play. They scored 2 goals into the wind in that first half, and they did show some tremendous speed. So now with the wind and the speed advantage and a 2-0 lead, this is an uphill battle for the Falcons to get back in this game. Huskies in control as we are in the second half. Good passing again by the Huskies. They spaced the field well against the Falcons. Falcons with defense there still can't get it out of their end. Then the whistle blows and a free kick opportunity coming up for the Huskies of Juarez Lincoln. We appreciate you watching here on RioSportsLive.com. Those of you watching on Facebook, be sure you follow and like our page. Pass the word to friends, other fans out there who may be unaware of the games going on, especially when we're broadcasting new sports such as today, the soccer, rolling out with additional sports coming up with wrestling and also swimming and diving coming up soon as we unveil a little bit more each week of the bigger piece of this puzzle. Huskies putting in play a rocketing shot right off the goalie. Goes out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick coming up for the Huskies, and that ball was right on the money. Huskies for the corner kick. Oscar Vasquez will put it in play, and quickly he does. Ball centered in the middle of the field, but nothing there but Falcon defenders. Still the Huskies had control. Now the Falcons, if they push it to that right side, had a little something. Huskies are already back on defense. Falcons get it across the midfield stripe, but can't clear the midfield area. Huskies, great pass to the right side. Dribbling it, Oscar Vasquez. Hands it off. Vasquez gets it back. Good pass on the money. Now the centering pass deflected. It stays inbounds and then goes out. Off of the Falcons last. Corner kick coming up for the Huskies from the near side of our venue, which is at the press box area. Huskies to put this ball into play. Low line drive right in the middle of the field. Sliding attempt, but the ball goes through. And the Falcons still trail by 2. Shout out to Jaime Casanova and Ramon Garcia. Thanks for watching. From Jacob Sofa. Contact there. That'll be on the Huskies. Falcons will have it. This is Juarez Lincoln and Los Fresnos. Falcons with that ball. Rare opportunity on the offensive end, but that quickly is stifled, and now the Falcons do roll it forward to the goalie. Easy stop there for the Huskies. Defender, who has had a casual day in goal thus far. Not much to challenge. Puts this one in play to the midfield area where the Huskies will mount the offensive attack. Pass to the right side. Defended that time by the Falcons. Kiki Rodriguez Took that away for a moment, but the Huskies get it right back. Here comes Vasquez. Good pass, past the goalie, wide open goal, and a goal for the Huskies. Good pass, goalie came out, couldn't get there, and how about that? The Huskies now have 3. That's Jonathan Hernandez, or is that? No, it's Gerardo Reyes on the score. His first goal of the game and the 3rd goal for the Huskies. Willing to make the extra pass. Bring the goalie out, get the pass on the foot, and then Reyes puts it in the net. Falcons now on the offensive. Again, will try to get it past this midfield area. That has been a chore throughout this game. Pass in the direction of Adrian Torres. Torres quickly defended. It will be Falcon ball on a free kick. As for an opportunity, it's inside 40 yards. They'll quickly try to set up the play. And now Torres will put it towards the goal. Into the wind. Sails it high. Wind picks it up. Goalie comes out. Falcons get there first. Get it near the corner from that right side. Husky defenders there. Ball on the back of the defense. Huskies take it away. And then out of bounds it goes. It'll be Falcon ball. That one's simply thrown out of bounds. We're in the second half. We appreciate you watching here on RealSportsLive.com. And the Huskies will put it into play. To the middle of the field with great speed. Pass to the left side. Goalie comes out again, and this time he gets there for the Falcons. Had he not got a hand on that ball, that was another empty netter opportunity for the Huskies. Falcons have it, down 3. Work that ball to the right side. Can the Falcons set up something on the offense? Put one in the net here. Trailing 3-0. Good pass right on to Adrian Torres. And then the whistle blows. They'll say Torres was offsides. Gives the ball back to the Huskies. Juarez Lincoln in the white. If you're just joining us, thanks for joining here on RealSportsLive.com. Juarez Lincoln taking on Los Fresnos. This is pool play. We're trying to keep track of the scoreboard on the website. Our chore next time Allie goes down, and that's not near future, but just later, is going to be to find out who's keeping track of all those scores, feeding them in. I just handed her lunch, so I'm not going to ask her to get away just yet. Huskies with the ball. The ball rolls past the defense. Now the Huskies have a chance. Past the goalie. Defense there again to recover for the Falcons. Contact occurred. It'll be Falcon ball, down 3-0. Sun's still out. The clouds came in when the cold front blew through here. And if that's all this cold front brings, I'm okay with that. Just kind of cooled things down a bit. Huskies with the ball again on the attack, and that's on now the Falcons side of things for the offense. Falcons trying to push it. Left side for the Falcons. Sliding tackle that time by the Huskies. Ball goes out of bounds. Touch last by the Falcons of Los Fresnos. Huskies scored 2 goals in the first half. Edson Fonseca put them both in. And then Gerardo Reyes with a goal here in the second half. And that's your score, 3-0. Juarez Lincoln on top. Huskies will put the ball in. Falcons take it away. Falcons gambling a bit more now, trying to push down 3-0. Left side on the attack for the Falcons. But the Husky defense is there. They've been there all game. Falcons have to backtrack. Wind playing a factor. The ball will sail in the direction of the Huskies if given the opportunity. Ball on the offensive end for the Falcons of Los Fresnos. Dribbling it to the left side. Can they center that? Still with the ball. Good handling by Casanova. Casanova defended by 2 defenders, and they just clean take it away. Couldn't clear the zone, though. Ball still on the Los Fresnos offensive side of the field. Ball into the corner, and that one goes out of bounds. Touched last by the Huskies. Falcons will get a corner kick. Shout out to Coach Navarrete and Coach Mauricio coming from fans that are watching the game. Appreciate you guys watching it here on the social media. We're on 5 platforms on Facebook, YouTube Live, Roku Television, Apple Television, and on the website riosportslive.com. We're also covering you on social media with Snapchat and with Instagram. And Twitter. If I can get somebody on the Twitter account, we'll get them going too. Shot by the Falcons, and that one sails away. That's about as good an opportunity to score a goal as the Falcons have seen all game long. It's been that type of game. Huskies have a player down. That appears to be a cramping situation. This game was scheduled to begin at noon. It had about 12 minutes beyond that. So we're nearing the point where we could start the countdown. Again, no scoreboard operational, as you can see that in your right side of your screen. You can also see the wind blowing and how much it does affect the play in this game. And the only thing about having all of these fields open at the same time, as you can see there in the background, the bleachers sparsely occupied at this time. When these games are in between, you'll see a lot more players and coaches in there. Covered this tournament 6 consecutive years, and the crowds in the early days, the Thursday especially, is usually rare. Thus, good opportunity for us to bring you this live coverage and give you a chance, if you can't make it here to the game, to see it firsthand, live if you will. Tomorrow, I'll be doing a lot of traveling. I'm going to be down here first. I'll cover some soccer. I'll try to take it into the handoff of the baton to Michael. That's not going to happen exactly because I have to be in Laredo to get set up for 4 basketball games tomorrow night. Michael will probably come down here, cover a couple of games, and then we'll send him to a basketball game here in the RGV. Now, eventually, my friends, we'll have 3 different crews, and that is dangerously close to coming true. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll have 3 crews that can operate within the RGV. Of course, Freddie Heredia is over in the Laredo area with Laredo, Eagle Pass, and South San Antonio taken care of. He also is going to be implementing additional crews to add more coverage. This week we were in some additional meetings. We have more meetings coming up on where we're going with RioSportsLive.com. We had some great meetings with the AAU coaches that are now wanting to get involved, and we'll be rolling out with the first Rio Grande Valley Coaches Show. It looks like we're going to have that next Saturday from our location to be determined. We could do it in the studio. I haven't even talked about that. I got that operational this week, where we actually have our cameras in our early studio, and there's a shot in the goal for the Huskies, and they go up 4-0. From that left side, Huskies just maintained pressure and then buried that one into the net. And how about Ernesto Salinas with his first goal? $4-0. 4 clean, crisp goals by the Huskies here in this game. And thus far, in what we've seen as far as offense production, it's a toss-up between the Mission Eagles and Juarez Lincoln, this Huskies, as far as who has the more firepower in the games. Now, you get cautionary when you start asking, well, who's the better team so far of what you've seen? Don't rule out what we witnessed with Rivera. Here's another breakaway attempt, and there's a sliding tackle by the defense of the Falcons, and that prevented a point-blank shot opportunity. Ball still there, headed towards the goal, but out of bounds it goes. Anyway, back to our coaches show. We'll have our coaches shows on, we're scheduling those on Saturday and Wednesdays, in which we'll be discussing basketball at length with coaches. I know Coach Larry Tidwell at UTRGV had talked to me about wanting to be part of a coaches show as well. So now that we have this mechanism more or less rolling in place for show production, real good chance I'll be visiting with my friend there. And then, of course, the other calls that have come in this week, including some early talks with, there's a shot on the way, no good. Some early talks with a potential rollout of broadcast from Houston. As Rio Sports Live Southwest is alive and well in Laredo, South San Antonio, and Eagle Pass as of last week. The RGV, we are covering more and more of this. And then, of course, the expansion into the other areas. Freddie's goal up in that area on the southwest side of things is once he's secured his other broadcast teams in place, then his eyes are rolling towards Austin as we try to expand coverage on Rio Sports Live. If we can get the Corpus Christi, and I think we're still a few months away from that. I've got someone that wants that, but they're waiting for the opportunity to open up their time to be able to do it and do it in the right way. But if we covered that, and that would be from Victoria down into Kingsville, then in essence, once Freddie wraps up the Austin area, we have Region 4 covered, meaning we can cover teams throughout the playoffs all the way until we get a regional championship, which means we can be at a Final Four, regardless of the sport. And that's the initial thought on how we're expanding RioSportsLive.com, is to cover Region 4, get that locked in with full-blown coverage of all sports, boys and girls, and then look at the other regions, such as Houston, such as Dallas, and start locking in those regions with regional coverage with Rio Sports Live in other venues. Right now, today, we're in the Brownsville Sports Park. Tomorrow in Laredo and Brownsville, and potentially San Benito. And this one is in the books as the Huskies win it 4-0. They scored 2 goals in the first half. Edson Fonseca netted them both, and that was, in essence, good enough to get the victory. They get 2 more in the second half. and win this game in pool play by the final score of 4-0. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We're going to step aside. We've got to get rosters ready and get set up for the next game. They give us about 8 to 10 minutes in between games. And when you're talking through 12, you rest your voice. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Until next time, I'm Joe Bowling. See you soon.